you singing that one?
Right, nearly ready, guys. Okay, live. Good morning. It's 21st of November. We're Signal Centre and we're talking ball. I'm Joe Neighbour and joined by Steve O'Hare and
Hello.
Ian Coleman.
Yo,
I'm
good
Steve.
morning, Joe. Good morning,
I'm-
Steve.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are we?
Yeah, very good.
Steve, you're off for a couple of days as of
Yeah,
an hour
as
or
of
so's time?
as of in an hour. Yeah, I'm going
Lovely.
to this place behind me. Now, if people can guess where that is, they win a prize.
Yeah. What's the prize?
I'll give them a special trade idea.
Okay. That's very kind of you.
Joe's off to a beer festival by the
Yeah,
looks of
beer
it.
festival later.
Whereabouts is
Later on
that?
today.
Just a local one, yeah. Rochford in Essex.
Oh, Jesus.
No.
Am I on my Jack Jones tomorrow morning then?
No, I'll be here in person.
Mm.
Just might not have much to contribute. It shouldn't be too bad.
So just like a normal Friday.
Just a normal
I was
Friday,
waiting
yeah,
for you.
exactly that.
For you.
Okay, so let's have a look at how we did yesterday on the gun to the head. Unfortunately, we I think we all blew our brains out with the gun yesterday, and all got stopped out on our trades. Didn't feel like a choppy session, but I guess it must have been if we all got stopped out and nothing worked.
Yeah, pretty much felt a bit. Obviously, you had the equities coming off, but it felt a bit. It was choppy. It just sort of came back a little bit in the afternoon, then went down. It's all a bit ooh-ah, isn't it?
Loads of inside days everywhere on the charts.
Which highlights indecision and choppy trading conditions.
Yeah, consolidation.
We
Nobody's got a clue, have they?
We perform much better in trending markets.
Yes, indeed.
We don't like haramis.
Haramis.
Harami.
Okay, so no one covered himself in glory yesterday with the trade ideas. So does anyone want to take the lead today?
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Steve, if you nick
Just
my
get me out
idea.
of it. Yeah. No, what's yours?
I'm not saying.
Mhm.
All right. Let me share my screen. Here we go. Right, I'm not going to do the Chinese yuan or the renminbi. I'm going to do NASDAQ.
Oh.
See, NASDAQ has, obviously the technology side of things has outperformed massively. And we've got the weekly chart here, got the daily chart here. I'm going to go for a punt on NASDAQ. Today we've got this trend line. Yeah, it's a punt. It's a gun to head challenge. It's a punt. don't ever trade on the back of these ideas. So we formed a evening doji star formation. The sell-off yesterday. Obviously, we've had the bounce back. We haven't really had too much out of China, with CNBC talking about the trade deal, phase one not happening to the new year. It's stalling, arguments over the rollback of tariffs. It's not looking good out there, but I'm sure it's going to be a choppy sell-off. It's not going to be a straightforward one. I'm still short of DAX from yesterday and getting bored with it now, so I'll probably get out and then it would collapse. But we've got this trend line here. We've got bearish divergence. This is on the daily chart. So I'm going to sell NASDAQ because I think NASDAQ is the one that's really benefited from the trade deal talk. I'd love to sell a break rather than sell it at market, but we can't do that as it's gun to head challenge. And let me go on a shorter term time frame and show you this as well. This is a head and shoulders formation which is formed. It's broken through the neckline, so it's confirmed. It's had the throwback. The measured move target is 81.93, so that's 70 points lower. So I'm going to sell at 82.60. Let me get it in here for you. So the tape is the evidence. 82.60. Stop could be quite tight on this at 82.90. So we've got a 30 tick stop. That doesn't look right, but it is. And the target on the trade, obviously down to 81. Or should I go 82, just 2 to 1? I'll go 82. Just step inside the measured move target. And if you look back as well, we've got these we've got sort of support around this level as well, 82.07 from the 2 swing lows. A little bit choppy trading down there, so that's what I'm going for.
Cool.
Short Nasdaq.
What was the target? So we Steve, 8200.
8200 target, yeah.
Lovely
Not being
stuff.
greedy. I'll see if that works, because I get too greedy sometimes. Keep looking for 3-to-1. Sometimes you just should stick to a solid 2-to-1 trading plan, and that can sometimes pay off better.
Yeah, let's hope so. Ian, are you all right if I go next?
Yes, mate.
Okay, so staying on the equities theme, I'm looking at the FTSE 100. Again, we've got another head and shoulders. This is a 4-hour chart. We've got this channel which we've broken, and we've got this head and shoulders that's formed. Quite a neat one, and we've broken down today convincingly. Yesterday we had a little go below, but then rebounded back above. So I'm looking to jump on this today and looking for a move down to this 78.6% retracement level, which is from the lows here to the highs on the 7th of November. Currently at 7207. Looking for a move down to 7095. I'm going to place a stop above that 4-hour bar, which is at 7252. So a risk reward of just under 2.5 to 1 on that.
Nice.
Lovely.
So
That's
hoping
all right.
for a big old sell-off in equities, Steve.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it keeps sort of threatening, but then you get Trump sort of saying, I've just built a big manufacturing plant in Austin, Texas, the one that's been there since 2013. I've just...
So was he just upgraded it or something?
No, I don't even know. I think he was just shown around it. Right. And he saw all these Apple products. He says, I've just built an Apple manufacturing plant. And he was there with the Apple CEO, and he didn't deny it either. When they were interviewed afterwards, he just said,
he knows what's good for him, doesn't he? He
the economy's doing brilliant.
Yeah, fantastic. Whoa. Ian, what you got for us?
I'm looking at dollar CAD. Three reasons, really. This is the dollar index 4-hour chart. So that was an impulsive move down from around about 50%. Now, we've had a mild correction, but I don't think that correction's enough. I mean, the FOMC or the Fed minutes didn't really give us much direction last night, but the market is dragging the dollar lower this morning. Now, I do believe that the dollar bias, long-term bias, is the downside, but I still think that we might get a deeper correction higher. And one currency pair, if we can see the dollar moving quite aggressively lower, and this is just consolidating around the 161.8% fib. Now, obviously, 3 things that drive the dollar CAD, the dollar, obviously, which I don't think is going to move, or if it does, I believe it's going to go to the upside. The Canadian dollar, and we've got the Canadian governor, Bank of Canada's governor, Pelosi, speaking later on. Now, his last speech, where we ended up with our 3-to-1 winner on our risk reward setup, was that he basically was worried about the future economy and with scope to cut Canadian interest rates. So I don't think his rhetoric is going to change. So I think that will be bullish for dollar CAD. And I also think oil is going to turn around at some point. So I'm looking at this. I'm actually, I mean, the long-term charts, we'll see, that looks extremely complicated, but this looks quite impulsive. And I don't really think there's anything in the way of much resistance till we get up here, which is a trend of lower lows on a falling wedge formation of 78.6% and a fib. So I think if we break to the upside, it's going to be quite aggressive. So I think it's a nice setup with a consolidation around this 161.8%. So I will stop waffling. I'm going long in dollar CAD 133.06. I've got the stop just below this swing low, which is at 132.62, and I've got a target at 134.49, giving just under 3-to-1 R.
Lovely. Nice one. So as you touched upon there, Ian, there wasn't really much from the Federal Reserve yesterday. It had very little impact with regards to what they're going to do on interest rates. So it's all as expected, I think. Trade rhetoric from the US officials was marginally more optimistic, and there was a brief recovery in the dollar, but continues to be choppy trading. Just got to keep your wits about you with the trade talk, because obviously we're only a tweet away from some wild volatility in markets as a result of that. On the sterling front, nothing really going on there, just sort of on hold ahead of the elections. No real sort of news. It looks like the Conservative Party is still in a strong lead, so not really much going on there either.
No, bit of a snooze. The one thing that might be worth looking out for today is 12:30. It's not the minutes, but it's the ECB monetary policy meetings accounts.
Right.
And FX Street, I quite like their calendar. They give it a red bar, which normally means it can move markets. So
keep an eye out for that. And we've got 1:30 US Philly Fed manufacturing survey.
Lovely. I should be in the pub
in the
front of the
bar,
fire by then.
Yeah.
Just one thing I wanted to quickly show you. I just wanted to get people's feedback on whether they think I'm being a little bit too aggressive with my trade ideas. This is ones I do personally. So this is my risk reward I'm working on at the moment in the DAX, in the German 30.
27.5.
27.5 R. Now, I don't know if really that's like a good example to set.
We only need you only need like 5% win rate on that, don't you?
I don't know. No idea.
You're gonna have to leave that on now that you've called it out. If you cut that out,
there'll be people in the chat that'll be all over that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I apologize in advance. This isn't a good example of how to trade.
Certainly not the DAX anyway.
Well, I'm all right. I'm going to keep it on then.
Oh, okay. I always find that if anybody ever calls out your trade idea, that's always a cue to actually double it up, because you can guarantee it'll be a winner now.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I'll see. If you see me Monday, then it hasn't worked. So if that manages to hit 12,615 this afternoon,
27 and
I
a
might
half times what
upgrade.
you've risked.
I might upgrade to one of those black velvets. Instead of a Guinness, I might actually pour half a champagne in there.
Yeah,
it'll be straight in the Wacoozy.
Yeah, will be. Yeah.
Lovely.
Oh yeah, don't copy me anyway.
All right, Jez, let's wrap it up there. Steve, have a fantastic weekend,
mate.
Have
a good weekend, mate.
And
we'll catch you Monday. And Ian, we'll speak to the guys tomorrow.
Indeed.
Well, I don't know if I'm not there. I don't think anyone's going to tune in, are they?
Probably not. No, Ian might have to do it on his own tomorrow as well.
I'll host it tomorrow.
Yeah, cool.
All right,
guys.
Cheers,
guys.
guys.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.